podcast where you pick a movie, rant and review about it, always keeping it 100% real. We're your hosts, Edgar.
I'm Jayla, and today we want to invite you into our conversation on the movie Femme. Now, a little synopsis before we begin so we're all on the same page, and spoilers going forward. The synopsis reads Jules is targeted in a horrific homophobic attack, destroying his life and career. Sometime after that, he encounters one of his attackers in a gay sauna and wants revenge.
Mm.
Edgar, how'd you feel about this movie?
It was a lot of feelings. How about you, Jayla? How did you feel about
Mm.
this
I
movie?
felt very tense in this movie.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if I do well with drama. I definitely don't do well reading drama, but seeing it, it's not just drama. It's like tense drama, like
Thriller.
thriller kind of. Yeah, yeah.
It's a thriller drama. hmm
Did it say?
It
Is that what
definitely
it said?
show. Yeah, it
Oh,
definitely
okay.
shows in the
Yeah.
movie. Like, it's definitely high tension. High like,
hmm
uh, uh,
Girl,
girl.
I was pausing the screen and walking around. I needed a couple laps at certain
Ooh.
parts because I was like,
Like,
okay, what's like, yeah. But that being said, and I'll talk about this a little bit later, but I would categorize this in a certain type of film. And of that category, I think this is like the top of it. Okay. And I'll tell you that category later. But overall,
fatty.
not
Oh,
bad. I was, huh?
oh, not a
I
problem.
didn't say that. I did not say that. I do not condone that.
Yeah.
Um, but no, I was gonna say, yeah, not a bad movie. I was like entertained the whole time. Like I was actively watching and lots of emotions. That's fair. That's fair to say. I think me too. But yeah, you get into it. What was your core? Can you get to a core
Yeah.
emotion?
Yeah, it was tense. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very tense. It was a dense movie. Clearly, that's what it was. It was
Yeah.
very raw and real. Like, it was raw.
Yeah.
It was very
hmm
raw. Like, like, it was realistic. It
hmm
was very realistic for a film. Yeah, everything, every action, even though we may not agree, it was like, I've heard many of these stories.
Mm.
Like, you know exactly who all of these characters are, especially the two main characters. Those are very,
Mm.
like, people. Yeah.
That makes sense. I was gonna ask, like, did everything feel realistic? I'm not really like I know about the ballroom scene and I know about drag, but like I don't know that much about drag. So I'm like, I wonder how much like attention to detail was good or like do you think they did their research?
Well, I think this film wasn't very much or at all about, like,
Well, like
drag or ball, like, at
no,
all.
they
It was not
showed
ballroom.
it wasn't the whole
Yes,
movie, but the character like
the character
this,
does drag. Yes.
I'm
However, it
saying
wasn't. Mhm.
I'm just saying like the environment. Do you think it embodied like the environment of those scenes that were not just drag, but also like community? Like, you know his friends at home and like how they were just chilling, they were like being themselves, like
Mm.
question about that actually. But I'll get to that later. Um the messiness of it all. I don't know. I was just wondering if you thought it was like you said real, so I was thinking the next step of that authentic. Like, did it feel authentically real, or did it just feel like
This movie is set in the UK, and I'm not too familiar with UK stuff.
that's
I'd
fair?
say that, yeah, yes. I mean, there was one drag queen, and that was the main character, really.
True.
So, and it was just walking out of stage. We didn't. It wasn't. I mean, for what it was a club, people partying. It was very that vibe. I'm not too
Mm.
familiar with it. I've been in those scenarios.
Okay, see.
I was saying, like, real, more like character wise, like the people. or the characters, the story in general, the actions that were taking place,
Mm,
the decisions that the characters made, like that felt very real.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So then
But
them
I was gonna say about
characters.
the roommates.
Oh,
I mean, at the end of the day, like bathhouses, they're real. People be like that in the bathhouses. From what I know, I've never been to one personally.
yeah. No, I'm
But
kidding.
like, but that's kind of like that is part of like the adults who do that. Like it's real.
Hmm.
You were gonna say something about the roommate situation.
Oh yeah, the messy as roommates. Well, one of them, anyways. I was just gonna say, like, first of all, that house that they lived in, that was such a nice. I don't know,
They got
like
money.
they have
Mm.
to have a party. No, to okay. Let's think about it. Right, there was this giant uh living room attached to the
Felt like
kitchen.
a club.
It did
It
like
was a
that party
loft. It was
scene.
literally a loft. It was a loft. Like it was
That's
like
what's
a
called.
huge loft.
I want that. Is that
Mhm.
only in the UK? I'll be damned.
Girl,
I'm talking about like that
not
specific.
loft.
Listen, listen.
Oh,
I'm asking,
poor
is that
shy.
that's not a UK style? Listen, I want that exact place.
Loft.
I want that exact
Girl,
place
good luck.
actually.
Their shit is expensive.
Expensive.
Ooh, you better get rich. You want to live in the loft.
It's going on my to do list, I guess. No,
Get rich. So I can get a
get
loft.
rich, get paid.
Period. Get
Um,
a loft.
so it was the place, but also the roommates, the double sets of roommates. I liked like the parallel. Like we saw them both getting along with each other's roommates. Well, I guess they weren't roommates for what was his name? Preston. It was just his friends, right? They didn't live together, or did they?
For the guy, for the like white man,
Preston. Yeah, the white man.
no, they did not live with him.
Okay. So, yeah, I was just going to say the parallels between showing how they get along and how Jules's roommates get along with them. I liked it, and I was
Mm.
going to say that like I don't know, it's like pushing the boundaries of each friend group. I don't know. I wonder how real that is cuz like in one situation, Jules is like, he could have actually been in trouble with the roommates around, just like at any given moment. They're crazy, but you know what's funny? They're not American crazy. They're UK crazy, and that's something that was running through this film that I'm like, okay. Like at the first, not spoilers, but like getting into the plot, I guess, when
Mm.
they attack Jules when she's Aphrodite, like the very first scene ish, it happened,
At the beginning
right?
of the movie,
Right.
when, yeah.
When yeah, they attack. They were attacking, and then Preston pulls out a knife, and it made me laugh a little bit, which was messed up because I'm like, of course, this is UK. Of course they're gonna have a knife. You know, if this was America, they would have put out a gun. What's a tiny knife?
Oh, girl. Um,
Yeah. So my American brain kind of like turned on a little bit. I was like, ooh. And don't before any British come in the comments, well, at least we don't listen.
you
Listen,
right.
pulling out,
Yeah.
don't give it to them. No. Well, listen, tiny little knife. It made me laugh. I wasn't supposed to laugh during that scene, but it's crazy. He pulls out a knife. Mm. But no,
Mhm.
the UK differences. Oh, and the other scene. For some reason, the UK slang really messed me up. Like I couldn't. I was Preston was talking to his guy on the phone, and he was like, "All right, bro, blah 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 blah." I'm like, "What are you saying right now?" I got the gist of it, but he. Do people
You're like,
feel like? that towards American slang, because that was insane. I was sitting there stun locked. I was like, what is he saying right now? I got it. I think, girl, that messed me
I
up.
didn't I didn't share those feelings watching this
Insane.
film. No, I think I consume way more British TV than you do, probably,
Really?
which might
Insane to
contribute.
admit.
Huh?
Okay.
Girl, I'm not TV racist. I consume a lot
TV
of
racist is
country.
crazy. What?
Listen, I consume a lot of countries' content, not just US, you know? So if you want to keep it in the country, you do
British
that.
is not that much of
Mm,
a.
they're
But
gonna
go
get
off,
you,
go off.
girl. You can't go to the UK no more.
Listen, how much am I gonna learn? That's crazy. I was stun locked by your language. Not even your language. It was just slang.
You're
It was,
get you.
yeah.
Get her.
Help me. How about that? How about help me? Because I was struggling. But no, that's all I wanted to say before getting. Oh, actually, one more thing before like getting into the plot. I was looking up the cast, right? How come you have to scroll like 3 pages before you get to the main character, Jules, and like who's that actor? Hmm? How come I got to scroll down 3 lines before they pull up?
That, yep,
Do
they're
better.
not the first one.
Do better. That's the main character. That's literally. There's not a second when the camera is not on this character. Why are they not
No.
top? Guess who's top? Preston, the aggro pitbull white guy. Yeah, do better. Anyways, on to the movie. So yeah, this movie's called Femme.
Yeah.
Let's see. And yeah, it was heavy. So we start off. How does it start? Is she
Girl,
getting
he's in
bitten?
the club performance. Yeah, so we saw the
Mm-hmm.
drag character first. Yeah. I wanted to get into like more of the like interactions. Yeah,
Okay.
let's get to that part. So we go to the bathhouse, right?
This is
So no,
after.
let's
Okay.
start.
Yeah.
No, let's start with in the club scene. Not in the club scene. When the bitch went to go get some cigarettes. Yeah, that's what
Mm,
happened.
okay.
Ran out of cigarettes, went to get some cigarettes, and then the pack of guys, bulldog guys, came in. And then
Mm-hmm.
she started kind of like, I mean, they were talking shit, but she started like antagonizing them and shit.
That's
Listen,
true.
I'm not gonna lie. Clearly,
Keep your
you
head
gotta
down.
vocalize. You gotta vocalize, like period. But also, there's like this self-preservation type thing too. It's like
Right,
you know better.
girl. Like that is.
Mhm.
If you are a minority and you see the majority pull up, you, like in any way, what?
Majority.
She did. She spoke her mind though. Like props.
Mhm.
But also, like, yeah, when you leave the store, what you think is gonna happen, kinda. And
Well,
you could
but
tell.
also, I'm not. Kudos to her for speaking her mind, though. It was the guy that, but I don't know. And this is kind of like one of those like topics, like, oh, well, she shouldn't antagonize her, but okay, he shouldn't
No,
have done that in the first place, or the way he done.
in my opinion, it's more of a you should carry pepper spray on. I think in general, if you're a minority,
Mm,
I'm saying like women, like I think women especially are more prone to, but if you're in drag, if you are in any way affected, like you could be oppressed in public and you know it happens, which is hard to say also because like that in
right.
itself is an underlying pressure. I don't think like people should
Yeah.
feel
I think
fear.
speak your mind, do what you're gonna do, but also like know your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's talk about like the scenario though, and
Mm-hmm.
even you, like as a black woman, like a group of like mainly white guys come in, they're like talking shit. Clearly, you're not gonna like start like you by yourself.
No.
You know, at night, no one's really outside. No one's in the store besides the person. Like, in general,
I'm
like,
staying in the
that's what you
store.
said.
Yeah.
Minorities, period. Like it doesn't matter. Like, even like, even in sometimes like white gay men, like you can't be doing some shit, which
Hmm.
sucks, and it shouldn't be like that. But at the end of the day, is
Hmm.
like we know what's up type thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
hmm
And it's that was a rough scene. Um,
hmm
and that's when like the tenseness really picked up because what was it? It wasn't just the guys because she saw them walk in. Aphrodite, the
hmm
drag queen, Jules, our main character. She saw them walk in, and then she like knew that they were gonna eventually come around the corner. And there's like a woman in front of her, and she was like waiting. So that's when the tenseness
Tension
spiked
just
up. You know,
fell.
she's just trying to get out of there before they meet her. And knowing that, like having that thought in mind when the guys, they're not like worried someone's around the corner. You know, it's like, it's
hmm
just a realistic per- presentation of
hmm
like how unfair it is to just have to be worried all the time. But girls,
hmm
anybody get your pepper spray. I'm gonna say, I don't. Is it illegal? It's not. I know it's illegal somewhere, which is crazy to me. But to carry pepper spray on you, mm.
hmm hmm
Anyways,
But
yeah, that was an important interaction.
we saw them like we saw basically Jules getting beat the fuck up. Um Jumped
Uh,
essentially. Well,
jump, yeah.
kinda. Only
The
one guy was
UK
beating
version of
him up, but
jump. Yeah,
yeah, and it was ha ha ha. And then sis had to like go bleeding and limping and shit, like back to the friends. At the end of the day, that happens a lot. So yeah,
that was a rough scene.
mhm.
Seeing her in the back, and
We
then
saw her get depressed
it was like a 3 month later
playing
gap, and she's playing Street
Street
Fighter on the
Fighter.
couch. Queen though, yeah, she was putting
Right.
that shit out.
Yeah, and then the next spicy scene is when they go to the bathtub thingy. hmm What do
It's
you
like a
think about
sauna,
that scene?
like a
It's a bathhouse.
bathhouse. What'd you say?
What do you think about that scene?
Oh, this is what I was gonna say. The category. So by this point, we are watching porn on the screens, basically,
This is
as they're
not
walking through
porn.
the it.
Oh, in the
Hmm,
script. I would not have
yeah.
this. We've seen some
Hmm.
porn. They didn't show nobody parts in this one.
Listen, I don't think it has to.
It was
Um,
sensual. It was like steamy,
yeah,
but
porn
I
can be
think it was
sensual.
too. I wouldn't class. I wouldn't. I don't think it's appropriate to classify this
You're
film as
literally
porn.
watching people have sex on the screen.
Yeah, there's a scene where there's porn playing. The film
Okay, yeah,
itself, I wouldn't classify it as.
no, yeah, okay, girl. There's a porn playing on this TV, and it wasn't at this point, but like going forward, I would categorize this movie as a Wattpad film. It felt a little bit like a Wattpad story that got picked up and onto film. And I'm not talking about like what was the I'm not talking about the kissing booth or those films. I'm talking about 50 Shades of Grey esque slash what was the Italian one? The the 365 days. Girl, where'd you go? The 365 days movie, which is yeah. But of that category, I would place this higher. I think
Wait,
I'm gonna
why
say I think
higher?
this because I think the sex scenes in this movie were much better than the other two movies. Like at all in total. Do you, do you need a refresher on the 365 days movie? We watched it together, you
What do
remember?
you mean better?
I'm talking about
Like,
more realistic. or more
these
engaging
ones,
at least.
they were.
No, I'm thinking of not just this scene, but like
Mm,
I think
I do.
foreplay
Mm-hmm.
included, and because okay, we don't see
There was
anything
always.
really.
I think it's not even that. It's like the sex scenes in this film weren't meant to be like, or they
I
weren't
know.
very steamy. Like, like
No,
that's why I'm like, girl, what are you talking about? They weren't
I'm
steamy.
talking
In
about
the other
how
movies, I was like, ooh,
you were,
they were steamy. They were like, oh. This one was like humping in the dark. It's like,
girl.
oh,
365 days. She was
it's
like,
fine.
what do you say? Something, something, baby girl. Like, at least the talking, the foreplay in this movie did not cringe. I
It's
wasn't cringing in
realistic.
this movie. Yes. And
Mm,
the other ones, I was like, oh, I was just gonna say, like, in the category, I guess swap hat isn't the word. What? Just it's not just movies about sex either. It's more like it happens occasionally. I'm thinking like the nightclub scene where he was doing it under the table. The
mm,
scene after that, stuff like that.
mm, mhm,
That is like the Wattpad scenarios that I'm thinking of.
mm. Okay.
I just placed this higher, which is hilarious because when I first thought about this, it was at the sauna scene, and yeah, they just had porn on the screens, and then Jules walks in, kind of. I don't know. At that point, they weren't in their vibe yet. They were just trying to like, okay, I've been depressed. I just need like a pick me up, kind of. But even there, he's like this person's trying to hit on him, and he was like, not tonight.
9 inch
And
thick.
then, and then she sees Preston, the boy that jumped
Screaming at
him.
someone like you fought, like calling someone slur in the
This
damn
that's
bat.
slur.
Like, girl.
Then she follows him.
That was like, ooh,
Mm,
girl, what you doing?
I get
Mm-mm.
revenge, but there's no way.
No, that
Where's
like
the
that's
self preservation?
dangerous, right? Like, and I
No,
guess like in that setting, it's a bit different because then
he's
people
by
don't like
himself.
you can't do that
No,
shit in the yeah, it's more public,
they were both by
but
themselves. That was not safe at all, girl. I was like,
mm-mm,
please turn around. Don't do this. But
mm-mm.
he kind of like what he says, you coming or something like that, and like kind of
Full of me, full of me,
so- with the UK accent. You follow him, bro. Like
girl.
something like that.
Plus,
And then she follows him to his car
mm-mm.
alone.
Yeah,
No one knows where she like. Yo,
mm,
tenseness. Okay, so I was gonna ask, this type of decision making is that on par? Would you say with a horror movie? This could have easily turned into a horror movie,
horror
right? With
movie.
the dumb
I mean, it was a
decisions,
thriller. It's a.
thriller.
I mean, thriller and horror are like very similar. This was not
That's true.
horror.
Yeah,
Thriller is at edge of your seat, like tense. Tense is
you're right.
thriller is an aspect of horror. A lot of horror movies have thriller incorporated in them, so we like,
Mhm.
oh yeah. But there's a difference between it having to be tense versus
Right.
it supposed to invoke
Good
fear.
horror
This does
also does
not
thriller.
necessarily invoke
This
fear. Yeah.
what I'm just asking is that decision of yes, I'm going to follow this white man into his car is horror level decision making. Horror
Decision
level,
making, yeah,
yes, dumb character decision
a
making.
little dumb.
You'll never catch me. So that's the point.
I mean, I'm not like that happens a lot. However,
He beat you up 3 months earlier and called you
different,
into a whole
right?
depression.
That's the whole.
No.
It's like this guy is mega violent, girl. Like,
Stand up. I was by that point through the rest of the movie, I was begging her to stand up. She was
like,
standing on
girl, what are
business, but
you
she wasn't standing
doing?
up. There's a difference. Okay.
I was scared for like, and that's what you're supposed to always be like scared for this character. Like, girl, gonna
Yeah.
get killed. You know we got killed.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
But she does. You know what? She
mm,
does that
we won't
and
pass.
follows him back to his place. And that's the
With that
scene where he
good
talks to
good.
his friend, figuring out if they're at his place or not. And he talks
No,
all
of
British
course
like,
it.
and I was mad confused. But
I don't know.
yeah,
It was
follows him back
when
to his
they go
place.
to, yeah, they're at the place, they get Nikki and they start
Hmm.
dry humping.
Hmm.
And um after that they decide to, not that they decide to nut in, they get into
They do,
by
yeah,
some,
yeah, like
first
two
of all, get
strokes, and
locked
then hmm
or
mm,
lock your door. I don't know. Like, why does
yes.
your random friends that don't respect your privacy have your keys or whatever the fuck?
Can we really?
Girl.
Can we? I think we've done something like that to someone we know. So
What?
when you say friends that don't respect your, yeah,
That's different.
no, it's
Well,
not.
that's so different.
I was thinking that
It is because, listen,
we've grown up.
because
You know,
oh no, it's different because um we
okay, let's just cut.
we
Let's
were like
just,
ha ha ha. You know, it's
yeah.
like damn, not in
But
the
isn't
middle of the
that
night.
worse?
It was after
Okay.
Walmart.
I think it might be worse because we knew what was happening.
Shut up.
I
Shut up,
know.
Jayla.
Listen, this
Jayla,
is
cut
our
this out. This is not the
all
platform.
right, all
This is
right, all
not
right,
the
all right, all
platform.
right.
Supposed to
Anyways,
teach.
not the image. All
Mm-mm.
right.
We
So,
did not do
anyways,
that.
we didn't.
Well, we didn't
Um,
expect nothing. Like, it was different. I was like,
I think we should
is the
move on.
root like
I think we should move on. So in a crazy turn of events, his friends crash the party. Preston's friends, the homophobic people who helped,
mm,
they didn't really help him. They like edged him to beat up Jules that day.
pretty
They come in, they
much.
barge in, and they're both surprised, obviously. And Preston, he's like, "Yo, hide, hide, like stay in the room." Which,
Mm,
so like, I feel like, what do you feel about that? Because in my mind, I'm like, yeah, you go over somebody's house. There's a good chance. Well, not a good chance, because like it's your place. You're
well,
not
bro
expected.
lives alone. Like, that's what's crazy.
True,
Like, damn. And also, why
but
you bring as someone that's VL? Bitches be walking in your house like that. Why you
that's what I'm
bringing some? Why
thinking.
you hosting? You can't
Right?
host, bitch. You basically got parents, to my knowledge. Mm-mm.
Dang, that's true.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, girl, if you wanted it to be secret, you wouldn't have. Like, what's the thought process? Was it that quickly that you know what?
Mm-mm.
It was spur of the moment. So can we really? Can we really talk that much?
Spur of the moment, bro went to the bathhouse. What do you think he was doing at the bath?
That's true.
Ain't no
Yeah,
spur of shit.
you're right. He wanted to get caught, I guess. Nah, he must have.
Well, not that, but yo.
But
Mm-mm.
and then Jules has a smart idea of like putting on his coat and kind of playing it off. Be like, yo,
Yeah,
we're
you're like,
homies.
yo,
We
man,
were in jail
I'm about to go
together.
to
Crazy.
jail. Mm,
Um, so he's able to just walk by without, you know,
pretty
any
much.
suspecting. And then this is another reason why it's a Wattpad film. Because in the hallway, when Jules is walking away, Preston grabs him and puts him against the wall. He's like, yo, put your number in my put your number in my phone. I gotta get my jacket back, don't I?
Right.
Oh my
Fucking fried
god! But
sweater. Girl.
Jules doesn't. Girl,
Right. Now, Juice was down bad for
she
that white
must have
man.
been because like
Oh, she
the
what? Like, yeah, revenge. Like, it was like a nice little backdrop, but she didn't do shit with her revenge.
right, right, because
She was
it was
gonna
said
keep
in the
like she's probably gonna
synopsis.
try to marry him at some point.
Honestly,
Mhm.
well, except for the ending, but we'll get to that. But at that point, yeah, there's no way she was eating that
She was
up.
down
She was.
bad.
So she does it. She puts her phone in his she put, number, gives her his number, and then walks off. And then after that, Preston texts Jules again saying, "You free on Sunday?" And Jules immediately texts back, "Yes." Not there
Mm,
wasn't a second of pause. That
down
that's down
bad.
bad. Yeah.
Down bad.
You
Mm.
respect yourself. We gotta keep in mind this is the man that beat her up 3 months ago. 3 months ago.
Mhm.
Stand up. Stand up. You are
Mm.
constantly lowering the bar for all of us. Please stand up.
But yeah, I
But
mean, but after that, like low key, white boy kind of eventually, because bro
reciprocated.
likes like, oh, you try to like, because the white boy was like, what's his name, Preston.
Mm-hmm.
He got a little turned up by the acting for this. So he like started actively like chasing Jules and like taking
Mm-hmm.
her on dates and shit.
Yeah. You
Like,
know what's hilarious? This whole
and
time
Jules
I was
went and
writing down
got
notes.
a whole damn outfit.
Yeah, this
Hmm?
whole time I was writing down notes. I'm like, stand up. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then he was like, in the car, he said something like, "Oh, I could get you an actual like vintage shirt or something." He said something about the thing. I was like, "Oh wait, he could buy you stuff." Then I started like, turning around like,
Yeah.
"Well,
Bro got money. Bro
it's
has a
not
whole
that
damn
bad."
BMW. Like
I,
you.
you know, but he was on. He wasn't just a seller. He was getting high on his own supply on multiple things. One of the things
Mm,
you rubbed in your mouth. That scene, I was like, "Oh, girl, wait, what's happening?"
mm,
Did you?
mm, mm,
I'm not gonna ask that question.
mm.
But
But
yeah, he
yeah.
started taking her on dates, like to a nice restaurant too. He knew he was ordering wines and fine dining.
Mm,
That's a sugar daddy right there. He's got some
dining and whining
problems.
before fucking no.
In the Okay, yeah, let's get to that.
In the
After that,
car.
no, in the woods, in the
Woods. It be like
girl.
that.
It shouldn't step
It
up.
do though.
It
It
should
be
not
so like that.
stand
Jayla.
up. Stand up, please,
Ooh.
please. Because what happened
Ooh.
was Preston parks the car on this like I don't know, it's like a makeout spot before you get into a park. Parks the car. He gets out. He doesn't say anything.
Dark. You don't know where the fuck it is. It's remote. It's in the woods. It be like that.
Uh-huh. Jules gets out.
Girl,
Follows
did
him.
you see the Facebook post? Oh my god. Here's
Mhm.
what's on my Facebook. There's these Facebook posts started going viral. It was like a thread, like online, like under a Facebook post
Mhm.
about someone went into the park, like this random like park, and they started like just walking through and like busting everyone on video. All black men in the dark, like in different
Wait,
parts, like all throughout the park, just yes.
come on.
Mhm.
That's messed up.
It'd be like that. I mean,
To
girl,
record.
once that location get found out,
Listen, if it's
it'd be
past
like
dark,
that. I mean,
you don't have no business in the woods unless you have business in the woods. All right.
right? What are you doing in the
Um,
woods? How do you know about the woods? How you find out? Tell me.
looking for bats and stuff. I'm looking for night animals. No,
It's
yo,
so funny.
back to the movie. When Jules walks up and is like looking for Preston His white ass is glowing. He's wearing a black shirt, right? A black t-shirt.
Mm.
His face and arms standing there looking like the freaking Terminator is in the woods, glowing, looking like Slender Man. And he's just standing there. And Jules walks up to him. I would have
Oh,
screamed. I would have ran. I don't care if I know that's Preston. I'm running the other direction. Are you kidding me? This is giving me like
bro.
horror movie. At what point in the film would you not be there anymore? That
Hmm.
point. Because
I mean,
clearly
at the
Jules
end
knew
of
the
the
way back home.
day,
I would
I
have been
think
done.
yes. I think I have a little different viewpoint in this one because
Girl,
yes, it's scary. Like I agree, it is scary, and it is that's the reality. But like it be like that, like you know,
that scene
that's
itself was yeah.
unfortunately the thing is that happens in real. Like that's how it is. Like I can't fault the movie like at all because that's how
You
it
don't even
is.
know if the dick is that good yet. You don't know if it's good enough to do
Mm.
it just in the woods.
That's
Like,
how it is. At least,
no,
like, she's at least seen him before. You know, people be meeting up, never seen that person's face. Never. Like, but, like,
no.
that's
No one
real.
knows where
And
she
it comes
is.
from
She didn't tell nobody that she was in the wood. Like,
Jayla. Well, yes. However, like, the thing is, historically, like, what else can you do? You know, like,
that
that's
sauna
what
was bumping. That sauna was
bro didn't
clearly
want to be,
fucked.
bro, Jayla, bro was DL. But clearly, like it be like that. That's all I was like. Yes, we could get mad all we want about the thing, but like it was realistic. Like it was perfectly
All right.
realistic. It'd be like that. Like you
All right.
know, and I can't fault it for that at all.
I want to say to anybody watching, you don't have to be like that. That's
It
my
don't.
takeaway.
Not
It really
anymore.
don't. And if it
It
is like
don't.
that,
Mm-mm.
perhaps
It be like that. It was like that. It's dialing down like that. It was like that. Like it like that's what it was. Period.
this was set
It's
in
dialing
today,
down and
wasn't
they
it?
don't have to be like that. I don't
It don't.
know. I think so, but like it still happens. So
Yeah.
it's still not first fast. It still happens. It doesn't happen as much, but it be like
I
that. I don't know.
just, I think it's a combination of this very violent guy in the woods. You could do one or the other. You could either be with a very
Mhm.
violent, closeted person who's just
Yeah. The fact,
ready,
the one
or
hiccup that I have is that you know this man is very violent. Like that was
yes,
like the one thing. Like not knowing, okay, you know is different, but you
right,
know
right.
that's was like, mm-mm. That's when I'm like, no.
That's what it is. But
You could disappear
so,
in the same woods. No one will
uh,
find your ass. Mm.
and you know what? So before I get to that point, I was gonna say this is another instance where the Dirty Talk was better than the 365 or 50 Shades of Grey movie. In that scene in the woods where they're about to get it on, he's like, it is still funny because it's like, you know, Dirty Talk, but it is like, what did he say? He was like, want me to treat you like a little slut, you know, sexy talk.
Mhm. Oh,
And then they get on. And
man.
then, and then, as Preston does, he walks away first, gets into his car, and then drives off, leaving Jules in the woods.
Mm, mm, mm,
Stand
mm, mm.
up! And then she kept texting him after. You know what she texted? She was about to text him. She was about to be like, once she got home, she would be like, I got home safe. Girl, clearly he does not care. I was bombarded that I thought she was going to pull
Mm.
out her phone to block him. I thought that's what this was going towards. But why would I think that? It was like 30 minutes. It was like an hour left in this film.
No, sis was a
Excuse me for thinking,
masochist. I
not
lie.
only a masochist,
But
that's like,
it was
stand
dangerous.
up.
I mean,
Stand up. He left you in the
alright,
woods.
as the film kept going, we kind of did see like him falling in love, type of. with Jewel or actually liking Jules.
Like you.
Especially so because we saw like the little taking out days like opening up, and then I think the main part was when they were in the car and Sis is trying to like record him having sex so she could expose that man,
Right.
and then she like pulled out her phone while she's getting she's getting it
Hmm.
on in the back seat, and then he sees her like, yo, what the frick are you doing? And he started cussing her out through the phone, and they got mad, but like we saw like themselves like de-escalate. That was like, oh, he's kind of down bad for you now. Like that's what,
Must
because
yeah.
men like that don't really act like, they don't apologize. They don't do it.
Right.
It's like,
Hmm.
oh, he feels some type of way about you. Like that's when
Right.
like, oh shit. Hmm.
Girl, I'm not getting
How do
up.
you feel about that? Did you
That
get back in the
scene.
car?
Am I getting back in my car? He has my phone. Like I can't. What
Well,
else am I
he
gonna
threw your
do?
phone. He went to get your phone, but
Right. Right. I am,
and he's
but
like,
I'm
"How about
blocking.
you?" But
I've been blocked this dude. Let's get that straight.
yes, you would have been blocked. Yes,
Blocked, ghosted, maybe even throw
but
down. I don't know.
I mean, as
This
soon
is
as
not a good
he got
relationship.
back in the car with the phone, and he's like,
Mm-hmm.
"I'll get you another one. Don't worry." I was like,
See,
"Man, why you?"
see, that's what it is. He was like, I'm gonna get you a better model. And he was like, no. He's like, yeah, I want you. I'm like, what pad
What you
romance?
gonna
I'm
do?
just
Get the new
saying.
phone? Think that new phone to block us?
No. Power plays. That's the real revenge. Use his
Yo.
money. Nope.
But
Yeah,
yeah, and
I'm
then we
getting the
saw that Jules then starts getting close to like bro's friends. Well,
mm-hmm.
before that, we saw the like the weird scene of like her roommate, another white man, trying to like
Mm-hmm.
try to kiss her and shit, like when they were having like a house party.
Which, to be fair, they did that at the beginning of the movie. At the very beginning of the movie,
Mm,
Jules was getting ready for the show, and they kiss on the
mm-hmm,
lips, right? So
mm-hmm,
that's an established thing that they have. So for me, it was kind of weird that Jules. Well, it wasn't weird, right? Because like obviously Jules is going through a bit. I'm gonna just keep talking. Jules is going through a bit, and like
mm-hmm.
this man is causing him stress. But for her to not realize why the friend did, I don't remember the friend's name, but why the friend did it, I don't think the friend was in the wrong. That's what I'm
So,
saying. Because that was an established thing that they
mm,
did. Like,
mm.
did you feel a type of way about that?
I didn't. I mean,
Because that caused
some
a
gay
whole rift
shit.
in their friendship. I feel like that wasn't like, why would that cause a big
I
rift?
don't know. I don't know. I think it was a little underexplained to me for
You know,
make like a full
I,
decision,
I
but
think
it was just like part of the plot.
because
It was
Toby,
fine.
because, okay, afterwards, Toby turned out to be like kind of toxic. Like,
Mm-hmm.
he was wrong for what he did. We'll get to that. And we find out that he probably did have a little bit more feeling. Like he said, yeah, Jules is my best friend, but he probably like felt a little bit more than friends with them.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So in that
I want to
scene, I
get to the
get
part the. Oh, never mind.
which part.
Say what you gotta say, girl.
Which part? I was just gonna say, yeah, they were a bit more than friends. But which part?
No,
The
I
Street
was gonna
Fighter?
get to the part that. Yeah, yeah, pretty much. The Jules starts like getting like friends with like bro's friends, and he likes that shit. He was turned on by that. He was like, oh, he was like real happy for stuff. It was That's the weirdest thing, because ain't no
Really?
DL guy would ever act like I have not, like that was
You
like the
think they'd be
most
more
far fetched, like
nervous?
him like ooh. Yes, and definitely like trying to like
Mm,
get them to get the fuck out. Like no
mm,
chance to slip up, like that
that
type
makes
of
sense. Yeah, I think it was
But
just
it was
like
kind of
in
like,
the moment.
I
Like,
think it, not that. but I think it was a kink. I think that's how like the movie explained it. It was more of a kink thing on like his part. Like he
Mm,
likes like the edge. Cause
mm,
from what happened later, like we kind of saw more and more like, oh, he likes it risky.
right.
Um, but like I think it was just kind of that because like
Probably.
well,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I don't know, some people are just crazy like that, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah,
how
that's
do you
true.
feel about like Jules like getting closer to like that group of guys?
Yeah. So it kind of goes back to what I was saying at the beginning of this. Like her interacting, I mean, Jules interacting with his friend group is much more scary or uh, intense. It's much more dangerous than Preston
Hmm.
interacting with Jules's friend. And yes, that makes sense. But in the
Yeah.
context of this, and we like the friends think that Jules is just a buddy of Preston who they went to jail together, which obviously is a lie. Um, so in that moment, it was a bit tense. I was like, "Oh, is Jules gonna mess up?" I don't know how, but in my mind, I was like, "There is a chance that Jules can mess up, blow everybody's color,
Hmm.
and then
Right.
Jules would be the one that would get hurt because Preston's gonna try to play it off, even like beat her. Like he's done it
Hmm.
before. If he's embarrassed, he will throw hands, and like."
Hmm.
She got really into it though. It was actually kind of cool to see, I think. In my opinion, what I get from that scene is like those 3 months where she was in this depressive slump. Jules, we see them playing Street Fighter like right after that 3 month gap. And for that to come back, it was like Jules was
Hmm.
honing in their craft to then beat the people who kind of beat her literally, but like for her it's through a game. They kicked their ass. Um, I thought it was cool how it came back. It just came back to Street Fighter, which is a very, I don't know, it's a fun game. I remember playing it with my uncles, but like for that to come back around and Jules, that's what's
Hmm.
like connects them. I thought it was a pretty cool plot point, or what is it when it comes back?
Detail.
Easter egg detail. Yeah, sure.
Detail.
I thought it was a pretty good
Easter.
detail. I thought it was nice how that weaved in. Yeah,
Mhm.
because the
Yeah.
guys, it's basically
Mhm.
boys.
I agree. But then the friend group was like, "Yo, you trying to go out with us?" And then bro's trying to pair it up, like, "Oh no, we have stuff to do." Preston's like, "Oh no, we got
Mm-hmm.
stuff to do," but Jules is like, "Oh no, I'll go." that I was like,
Playing the long
mm,
game for real. Yep.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm, ain't no way. I'll stay my ass there, my
No,
white boy.
that's when you're.
That I know, like, is starting to gotta
Are you
like
staying because
at
you're
least like
scared,
at
or are
that
you
point you
staying
look,
because
like you'll
you
kind of be
want
safe, like as soon
Preston
as
to
they all leave
finally
with
fuck?
that man. But like when you leave with that, you're like, oh
So it is
girl,
safety. Okay.
that's another more
Yes. But well, in Jules' defense, at least it would be at a club, so it's more like a publicized space. It's not like they're
yeah.
just in this
But still, like you
loft.
gotta get
That's
to the club and then like leave the club. I don't know. I
that's
think
true.
I see still danger. It's still like, and clearly they're not going to a gay
At
club.
this
They're going to
point,
a straight
Jules does
club.
not give a fuck.
She does
Jules does
not.
not give a fuck about
She's
her
like,
life.
if I die,
She,
I die. At this point, she's like,
literally,
well,
mm, she
mm,
was here for a good time, not a long time,
mm,
and it was
clearly.
shown. Hmm.
Anyways,
And
we're at
yeah,
that club scene, and bro's sitting like next to her, and starts like jerking off like in the table. That's mm. How
Wattpad,
did you
I'm
feel
telling you,
about that?
this is a Wattpad scene, literally. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. So the guys, not just under the table, but the guys were all around them talking about
Hmm.
who's buying next drinks or whatever, whatever. And then it was like a, ooh, don't break your cover type of thing. And Preston was into it, like he didn't even try to move Jules's hand away. Um, yeah, Wattpad moment. That's all I could say.
Hmm.
And it was
Bro
intense one.
liked it. But
Mm-hmm.
then this fine ass woman come down and is like, "You want to dance to Jules?" Like, "Hey, you want to dance with me?" And they're like, "Bet." And they usually get real
Mm-hmm.
feisty and close. It was like, "Yes, queen.
Whining and
You better
grinding.
tease that man."
And Preston was
Mm-hmm.
looking, like trying to play it off,
Mm-hmm.
drinking, but he was looking over.
Like, ooh.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of. I think like me thinking about this movie, like that was like the hot part. Like that was the beginning of the hot part. The next part is that I was like, oh, this is hot. The next part, not. I was
When they
like,
went back to
oh
the
my god,
place, or before then?
because after the dance scene, we saw like Jules went out to find Preston. Preston was like out there smoking like next to the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jules like, okay, bet, and then switched the roles up on him, like, yo, you're my little bitch now. Da, 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 da. You're gonna listen to what I say. And then Preston was
Mm-hmm.
like, okay. I was like, oh, that like
This.
that change of power, like me seeing like the person who
Mm-hmm.
got beat up, like that was like, oh yes. I don't know. I was so
Mm-hmm.
excited. How did you
And Jules
feel?
was the one to walk away first this time, and Preston followed him like a little dog.
Mm-hmm.
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 And then they went back to Jules's house this time. That's
Mm-hmm.
how you know. Yada yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and
Mm.
then they can't the that one sex scene. They get it on, and are they? Yeah, that is that the scene you're
Jules
talking
pulls
about?
out the phone and is like, "You're gonna like, mm. Yeah, bro." Preston was submissive during that, like
Yeah.
very submissive. That's a power bottom. Jules was a power bottom. That is literally a power bottom right there.
And
Mm-hmm.
Preston got down bad between the time that she was at his place and then
Mm-hmm.
cooked. It was cooked for him because he
Mm-hmm.
obeyed, and he did the
Mm-hmm.
whole thing. He
Because
showed his face
I mean,
when he
he
wasn't.
was already trying to get it that night. Remember when because when Jules first went to the apartment before all this, like with the group of friends, she didn't know that she was just trying to go and have some fun. And then the
Yep.
group of friends that come unannounced all the time came.
Yep.
And then when Preston opened the door, he was like in this tiny white heels, like, and he was like, "Oh shit!" And everyone's saying, "Yo,
Hmm.
girl."
So yeah,
Mm.
between but the power shift definitely changed between that time and then
Yes, he
because
did.
he was like, take off your clothes, and he pointed the camera
Mm-hmm.
down, and Preston did as told. And
Mm-hmm.
let's see, yeah, they had sex, but I think Jules records more than that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was the whole
She
point because
recorded the whole
Jules
thing, and
recorded
he knew. He like she recorded the whole thing, and he knew.
it,
He was like,
and he saw it. Hmm.
mm,
And
like,
then they
well,
kissed. Yeah.
yeah.
So it's like it's not
And
just a.
that's when like we know like in case because he like went all down. He was having like friends with the housemates, like breakfast with the housemates and stuff. Like, girl. And then
Hmm.
this nosy ass bitch invites him to like the party of like the debut, and I'm like, okay, bet.
Hmm.
And then we kind of like let's jump skip because I don't think there does anything else happen like before that you want to before like or are we ready to get into the ending?
Yeah, I think the next scene is that, isn't it?
And
Like at the
then
birthday.
let's go. We get in there and then bro's dressed up, button down shirt, gift on hand, like trying to impress some parent type shit.
Oh wait, no, 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 no. Wait, 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 wait. Before that, before that, Jules like has like this switch because she recorded like
Mm,
what happened. She's about to
and
post it.
upload it.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
she at the last moment she was like, "Oh, this feels yucky," or "I feel bad for him,"
Mm-hmm.
kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
then
so she didn't
she doesn't.
upload it. Instead, she decided to do a drag number
Hmm.
with the
And
hoodie that
using,
beat her up
yup,
in.
which
Mm-hmm.
was that was cool how the hoodie kept
It's like
coming back.
powerful. Mm-hmm.
The hoodie
At the end
that
too.
Preston beat her up in, that was the one that she took,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the one she cut up, made it look. That was a nice.
Cab.
That was
That's why they started talking because he got her number because of the hoodie. He was like, I need
right,
that hoodie back. So
and
it's
she
like
dressed
the
it all
whole
up.
thing with the hoodie.
They made it a crop
Mm-hmm.
top.
Had his
That was a good outfit.
sleeves.
That was a pretty outfit. It was like puffy and it was like yellow and it was cropped.
I remember
And
that, but
you didn't like it?
it's an
I like the shirt
outfit.
at least. I don't remember what the pants
Okay.
look like.
But yeah,
Okay,
we're
go
at
ahead.
the club scene, and bro's down bad at this point. Like you could tell.
Interesting.
And then she goes and does a number, and she's like, she doesn't, because that's not really exposing someone because they don't
No
know who
name
the
was
fuck it
dropped.
is.
No
It's
name was
not, yeah,
dropped.
it's like this person attacked me, and then it recorded us fucking,
Mm-hmm.
you know. It was like
But he
power
was
move. It
going to.
was her. It was clearly because keep in mind this is the time because she did drag the last time. It was like right before she got beat up, and then right after she got back. Her number was like, "This is my power. This is my comeback."
Right.
Like, oh, sorry, I had to take time out, but I had to take back my power essentially with that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, so however, he's there, he sees that, and then the ending happens. Shayla, take us to the ending.
All right. So, again, very tense scene, but
Mhm.
he's there and he hears Jules talking about essentially him, and we see him like almost like rage fill his eyes, and he's like turning away from the stage and he's just walking aimlessly. And we don't know where he goes until afterwards when Jules, Aphrodite is her drag name, like gets out of costume, like gets behind the stage, and she's like, I just did that. I feel good about doing that. And then we see
Mhm.
Preston's creepy ass say hello,
Say
or he said
hey.
something, I don't even remember, because his creepy ass turns around and sees him just sitting there all calm in the chair. I would have
Mhm.
ran right then. I don't care. I don't care what he has to say. I really don't. I really don't. I promise you I don't. Because you know that he was there at least for something, right? And um Jules looks at him, he's like, why are you here? That doesn't matter. Girl, get out of there. I wanted to scream. I had to scream so bad.
Mhm.
Cause what happens is Preston confronts her, is like, you didn't think I remember you, or I remembered you now, or something like that. Because this whole time, Preston was, he forgot
There
that
you
he
go.
even did that act, and you could tell because there was like this soft scene that they had
Bro just does that. He
where,
ain't give a fuck.
no, because that saw, remember that scene where like he's touching Jules's face and he sees
Mhm.
the scar that he left, and he's like, what
Yeah, he's
happened?
like,
And
who
Jules is
did
like, I got in
that?
a
Like,
fight.
I'll beat them
Like, who did
up.
that? I'll fuck him up. I'm like, girl.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All you knew.
and um yeah, and then it gets really violent. I don't remember what. Oh, she was trying to leave. Jules is like, I don't want to talk about it right now. She has to leave.
Yeah. He's like,
Kristen gets
wait.
up
And then he grabbed the bottle, and then
like a
everything goes, they start tussling. You see blood. Like, it got, mm,
God. Listen, the
it was
bottle kind
violent. It
of
was
got
like
me out of
it was
nowhere.
like, he was drinking it. He
Yeah,
was,
but like that's so ghetto. Like not just because this whole movie he was like, I'm a thug, I'm a thug, but that was like
it's a quick
ghetto.
weapon.
That was, I don't know, unrefined. Something about that was just clean up your act. But yeah, he's got the bottle. He got it up to like, who'd you show the video to? And then Jules has the nerve to say, I felt bad. I didn't show anybody. I felt bad for you. She ate him up right there. Because imagine you're getting
Mhm.
threatened at bottle point, ghetto. And you're like, I felt bad
Girl,
that
you're gonna
time.
cry about it. It's ghetto, but that could kill
It
you.
is. It'll get you like, I don't know, tetanus or something, I guess. But like,
Girl, it kill
it,
you
it,
dead.
it was pressed against it like an organ. So yeah, right, you're right. Nah, and then Jules distracts him and gets in a good punch. And they're scrambling, they're fighting, they're scrapping on the floor. I thought it was gonna turn into a sex. I'm
Throwing
not
each
gonna lie. I
other.
thought it was gonna turn into a sex scene, like when
Me
he,
too. I
bro,
was like, well, this
okay,
is about to
okay,
get hot.
right, but it didn't.
hmm
Unfortunately,
Yeah,
I
because
guess.
he almost killed her. He straight up, like, because they start tumbling. They tumble all over the place. They get outside at some point. They're like
Like
just beating each
against the
other
door, and
up. And
they
then
don't just get outside; they fall
mhm,
hard. I was like, ooh, they fall hard against
mhm,
that pavement,
both their backs is beat, and they're like,
downstairs.
ah. But yeah,
Mhm.
at some point, like he started Preston like choking, like Jules was about to die, like bitch
Mhm.
could not breathe, and then Preston, I think he like felt bad or something because like he generally liked that person at the end of it, like even though he's like
Mm.
mad violent, and then he just started breaking down like a little bit and
Crying on the
crying
floor,
in like a
curled
fetal
up in a ball.
position, fetal
Which, okay,
position
so
down sobbing.
yeah, earlier at the club scene, the supposed friends of Preston, he talks about how, oh yeah, I just like riling him up. He's like a dog, I like to get him mad,
Hmm.
and then whoever he turns at next gets the brunt of force, and like they like doing that. So
Hmm.
clearly, his friends are antagonizing him
Yeah,
to act violent,
because he
and
got
like
like heart anger issues, very
right.
like
So on
very much
top of
bad.
that, and like at some point, did you feel bad for Preston in that scene?
A little bit,
A little
a
bit,
little bit, a little bit,
like
because he's like
yeah,
breaking down, and like at the end of the day, this sucks. Because clearly, it does not excuse anything that he's done. Right.
right, right.
That being said, it's kind of like going into the. It's another difficult topic because like clearly that man is queer and bro clearly has trauma and has issues because of that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what it kind of like went up and like fell him, and it was kind of like that human moment, like oh,
Human, yeah,
like it's like damn, because it's true, and like this stuff happens, and bro, I don't know. It was like what Jules said. Like I feel sorry for you. Like I feel bad for you. Like this
yeah,
is clearly is pretty much an act. Like, and
yeah.
you have
And that,
anger issues, but all his anger issues are pretty much projecting. Like that's what he's
yeah.
doing.
Mhm.
That's what
And
he's
on top
always
of
growing
that,
up, specifically like at queer people. That how we saw it. So it's like
mm,
because he don't
and
act
like,
like that with his straight friends and shit. So.
yeah,
Hmm.
or
So it
even
kind
his
of
friends are the
yeah.
ones that encouraged him
Hmm.
to. It's like
Yeah.
I bet in
But
that
at the end of the
scene.
day, hmm.
Mhm. I was just gonna say in that scene, like him breaking down, I think he was remembering the first time he attacked Jules. I think he's remembering the time that he had together with Jules, like the
Hmm.
conflicting emotions. I feel like it made sense for his character to
Yeah.
break down in that moment. And that's when you
Yeah.
were saying at
Because
the beginning of this, it's very real. I think that's
it's
revealed.
real. Because we saw the human. Because it was like his whole character was like plenty of people like are that
Closeted,
character. Like that
homo.
is a active personality type that is common in
Mhm.
people, unfortunately,
It's
and also
internalized
many closeted
homophobia.
people, like many closeted people, like we hear stories of like so and so rapper that killed people because they after they slept with him because they were threatening him and stuff, like you know
Hmm.
it, so it's true, and it's like, but at the end of the day there's a reason why they're like that. It does not excuse their actions, however, like
Right.
like they're also going through it and just going in a horrible way.
Yeah.
Like expressing it in a horrible way. Yeah,
I think it's
so I
like,
felt a little bad for them, but
yeah. And I wonder if it feels like like, I don't know, because I'm not in that
mhm.
position, but I wonder if it's kind of like a wake up call for people in that position. If this movie served like that. So, like admitting maybe you are closeted. Like, are you acting
He
this way?
knows there's no way. The thing
Yeah.
is, some people are in denial. Some people, there's a lot of men out there who are closeted, cheating on their partners, and are very much in denial, even though they're doing very clearly not heterosexual things and have very not
Hmm.
heterosexual desires. However, there's also guys that are fully aware. However, there's still, and I think he's one of those like is fully aware. I think what brings me there is the bathhouse scenes. Like you know where you're going,
Right.
you know what that
You
is.
just end up
I
there.
think there's a you know,
It's
there's a lot. There's
internalized
like a
homophobia.
yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
just on that point, it's kind of like, yo, is that what you really want to do? Like, are you going to continue to
Hmm.
be that way for Preston?
Hmm.
And this is like, you said a couple of films back that you wish there was a, like, some movies had a, and then this happened moment. So, like,
Hmm.
after scene,
I was
I
gonna
felt
get to
it.
that after our ratings,
But,
but
okay, all right. So, just
yeah,
to,
I
because
felt
that's
that
basically the end of the
too.
film, he he's
Hmm.
crying, and then Jules walks away, finally
Just
gets back to
cuts the
the
fuck
place.
out.
Hmm.
And we saw this
um
very dramatic scene of like this was like the thriller, like the like scene of like her just walking like at dawn,
hmm
bloody, like the wearing the yellow hoodie that she got attacked in first after that fight, and this is covered in blood, just walking on the street all beat up,
hmm
getting home, you know. And then
yeah.
Sis gets home and then opens up the gift and it's like an original like hoodie like brand instead of like the fake
hmm
one that she got on there, you know. And it's like
hmm
it was just like I don't know. I enjoy that part. I
hmm
when we get into a ratings, I'll elaborate more of like, but
Well,
yeah,
exactly. I agree. It just
hmm
comes full circle. Like
it
and
does.
even the fact that that hoodie, the one that she was beat up in and then she took, he was talking about, oh, that's a fake hoodie. That's like not even the real. That was a knockoff brand.
Hmm.
That's what he said. And it fits the idea of being fake, like not
Hmm.
being true to your sexuality or who you feel like you are in terms of
Oh
like.
yeah, I didn't get that.
Hmm.
I think
hmm
yeah, that's also something to like point out
Read
too. Like
into.
all his
Yeah.
shit, like in the beginning of the film, pretty much all his shit is like counterfeit. And then once
hmm
he starts like actually like getting with Jules and stuff like that, he's like, what was it? There was a scene that he's like, oh, you could keep it. Like when she goes to return the hoodie, he's like, oh, you could keep it. I'm trying to like get rid of like the fake stuff. And then at the end,
hmm
he's like, oh, he gets her like the real thing. I don't know.
Like what he opens is the
That's
real
good.
hoodie.
Like that you pointed it out. Yeah.
Yeah, because on
Hmm.
top of that, he was trying to start his own brand. Like that's what he was telling his friends about. He was trying to start the
Yeah.
business, and like that parallel, I wanted to point out, especially in the sense that he left her with this real product. So whatever she decides to do with that hoodie, it's now the real deal. And I don't know. I think like that could open up another door for that. I don't know. Listen, as much as I
Hmm.
hate the toxicness of their relationship, it stressed
Hmm.
me out beyond compare.
Hmm.
And they had cute moments. You know what I mean?
Moment. Yeah. I
So I
think
could see them
actually,
going back.
yeah. I want to get into the ratings then, because I want to expand on that, but like it'll
Okay.
also tie into like my ratings. So let's just like hop right into it
All right.
then.
I think I'm basically there. But oh, actually, one more thing before I get to the
Hmm.
ratings, because it was crazy. Because a little while back, I wanted to do, and this is like a kind of side tangent. I wanted to do a comparison of, and I don't know if you've ever seen it, but Tyler the Creator's "A Boy Is a Gun." He has this music video for it, and in Tyler the Creator fashion, it's like crazy, it's wild, but it tells a story of this toxic relationship with him and then this other white boy, and the parallels aren't that much. Obviously, like it in this movie, there's a lot more violence. It's less like, oh, why is your girlfriend here? It's not like relationship
Hmm.
really issues. It's like actual violence and stuff like that. But I do want to make a comparison because I feel like recently in media, there's been this because it was Tyler the Creator's "A Boy's a Gun" versus this other music video that I highly recommend because it's a great song. It's Triathlon's "I Want It." I have to put that out there. Not sponsored. But I'm just saying that because I think there's been a recent trend in like showing queer relationships and like one person is a person of color and in both of these in all three of these cases it's black and one is a white person and I don't
Mm.
really I wonder,
That
like,
happens a lot. Actually, that's like topic in like the gay community. Whenever you get
is it?
representation, it's
I was gonna
usually that.
ask.
It's definitely a person of color and a white man. Like
Okay.
a man of color and a white man is never two people of color of different races. Like we
Mhm.
can't really have that. It's either sometimes we get like same race people of color, but it's never see like
It's
an
not.
Asian man with a black man. Like that doesn't happen
Yeah,
in media. It's always either it's gonna be a white man. Like who are they dating?
and
What
something
minority?
else. And
Hmm.
it's not crazy because that's what I'm like. I know what's in that media mind space because I've seen it 3 times now. But that's crazy. Like, why not? Like, is it because Preston just happened to fill the role of that character, or did you specifically want a white man, or like? Because I feel like in this movie, they wanted Jules to be black. Like, I feel like that was a core aspect of it. But even in that case, Jewel had white friends. I don't know. I feel like I wonder if they touched in on the intersectionalities of it all because there was a lot to say
Hmm.
about it. It wasn't just because Jules was in drag and like at that corner store. That's not the only reason why she could have been in danger. And yeah, her friends, Preston's friends, ended up being cool with like the Jules that played Street Fighter. So it wasn't like that much about race,
Yes. Yeah.
but it very much could have. You know what I
Yeah, for
mean?
sure. Yeah.
And I don't know, him also having white friends and like one of them kind of also being toxic. I don't know. I feel like if they're gonna do that one white person, one black person, I feel like they should touch a little bit more on race. Or maybe they're already doing
Mm.
a lot. But I don't know.
Mm.
Do you have any opinions about that?
Not really. I mean, this film doesn't. I mean, it is that black person or white person, like
White
white man
person.
minority combo
Mhm.
that we always get. I think in general, it wasn't. This movie didn't focus on a lot on like racial
Race.
aspect,
Yeah.
and like I agree that it could have definitely been a part of it, but it didn't go that route.
It
I didn't necessarily notice a lot of like clearly there were like they could have been undertones based on like the general experience, but I
right.
think it was very generalized in this experience of just like experience of like a minority, especially like a queer cross dresser person.
Mm,
Hence, it was a even though like I agree like race could have played into it, but it didn't. It because also like Preston didn't necessarily seem racist. I mean, he had a black friend. The other
right.
douchebag, the main douchebag was black, like in the friend group. So
He
it
was
wasn't
black?
like, yeah,
Are you
yes,
sure?
yes, yes.
Go on. I'm gonna just fact check you real quick.
It was Oz,
Because
black.
the
I
only
don't
other
know,
black
black,
person here
black.
is a bouncer and a locker room guy. That's the only other.
I think Oz was, I'll say biracial, not white.
That man is Irish.
Is Irish? You're
Yes.
kidding.
He's just a very tan Irish man.
Didn't bro have like braids on too in the film? He's
We know that don't mean
Irish.
nothing. Yeah, that man was just
I
very, very tan.
let's see, because that'll be insane. Oh, he's black and Irish. Okay.
Are you sure?
Yes. He does not look white. White. Look at the lips.
I don't know if are you
No,
like did
he's
you look it
definitely
up?
not fully white. Yeah, like I
It says
searched up
black.
his race, black and Irish. Clearly, he's from the England.
I apologize.
He's clearly like England because Irish is technically like a territory of like England or something. So
It's in
yes,
Europe. Right.
yeah, no, I'm pretty sure they're connected
Like
somehow,
physically, they hate each
like
other.
culturally. Well, because I know Irish.
Everywhere hates
I don't
England,
know.
so
I don't know. But
Let's
yeah,
not
of
expose our
course he's from
lord.
there because that's
Right.
where these actors are from. I don't like,
Some male yeah.
but yeah, he's black as like you can claw because just like his some of his features and his hair texture is like, especially when he has short hair. That no, not white at
I
all.
mean, I was
No,
getting majority Irish, but okay. I
I don't.
apologize,
Girl,
Mister
you're a mulatto too. You can't be doing that.
Heffron.
You're supposed to
I
recognize.
apologize. Anyways, all that to say, my whole point was that I think if you have a black character that's already dealing with like minority issues, I feel like the intersections of race is going to be there
Oh
if the
shit, he's
character
Irish and Dominican.
is it.
Yeah, he's
I
black and Irish,
forget.
black Dominican, Irish and
You know,
Dominican.
I could see the Dominican actually. I,
Ah,
I could see the Dominican.
but yeah, not white. So
I'm
yes, you stand corrected. Oh,
okay. In either case, yeah. All that to say is intersectionality is a thing, and I feel like it's always an undertone
Mhm.
when dealing with minority situations. In this instance, Jules is a black person, so yeah. But
Mhm.
all that to lead up to our ratings. Edgar, what do you rate this film?
I rate this film. Sorry,
Drumroll.
I was reading. He posted about it. He's definitely black and
Girl, okay.
white.
Like, what more do you
9 o'clock.
want?
I saw them lips. They ain't no way, Jayla. You
Aren't
cannot.
you
I
focusing
cannot
on
believe
his lips
you,
when he is the most toxic person in this film? Girl,
girl. I'm
stand
looking
up.
at like the cast, but still, even in the film, like they ain't no way. I don't know how you thought that man was white. Anyway,
He's half. Why would I not think he is half?
well, he his only like white features are his eyes, eye colors. That's it. Like nothing of that man says white. He's like light skinned. He's like Dawn Winter. So I don't know.
Just a very tan. But
Huh?
yeah,
Tan.
I was getting very tan. Girl, what's your rating? We're past
Mm.
that.
No, you rate first, bitch. Fuck you.
We're talking about. I always ask for fine, fine, fine. I give this movie a 6.5. I
Six
think
point
it was a
five.
good movie.
Okay.
Like it was fun. I was engaged, like I said, the whole time. And yeah. Will I watch it again? Um, I mean, I wouldn't hate watching it again. Like if someone wanted to watch
Mm.
this, I would put it on. Like they would put it on. I would be in the room. I would watch. I would tune in for a couple moments. Um, but yeah, I don't. I feel very like yeah. This was a cool movie.
Mm.
What about you? What's your rating?
I'll give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Um, so let me tell you like what knocked it. 7.5. Let me give it a 7. Let me tell you
Okay.
what knocked it down. Two things. One, the ending. I did not get the conclusion I needed in my heart.
Mm.
I think it ended correctly. Like okay, like it ended like okay, that film's gonna end like that, and it
Mhm.
felt okay. I still look personally. I still loathe like I want closure, bitch. Like wasn't I closure? What
This
happened
movie did not have
after that?
closure.
Did they never speak again? That's okay if they never speak again. I just want to know they never spoke again. What happened to him?
Hmm.
You
Hmm.
but yeah, and something else, and we didn't talk about this at all, is the cinematography, and I'm a huge cinematography guy. The
Mm.
cinematography didn't take me places in this film, and that's like a big thing that I'm looking for. It had pretty
Mm.
colors. It was a lot of blues and purples, but
Like the
like
nightclub. The club
everyone
scene.
can do that. I've done scenes with like those exact, like it's not above and beyond. It's
Mm,
very like they did the visually, like with the colors and stuff, they did like the bare minimum. It wasn't bad at all. It was just
mhm,
they did the bare minimum for it to be good, generally good. It didn't
mm,
take me like, oh, this is amazing cinematography at all. Like I did not feel that way.
mm.
So like the plot was like the plot carried a lot. It was very real. I really liked it, and that's why like I give it 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will you watch it again?
Maybe not. I feel very like I would, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I would,
Yeah.
yeah,
Kind of like me.
I
I
would.
agree. I do recommend it though. I think this is a fairly, and it just came out this year. So like, if you're looking for a new movie, yeah, it'll carry you. It's only like an hour and 30 minutes. So like, get that tension up. Look at these dumb choices. Get your. It's like horror movie esque without the horror. That thriller,
Yeah.
the horror choices though. Yeah. But all that being said, it's been real. And if you like this conversation, please go check out some of our other videos and go follow us on Instagram at the BFF Reel.
Mm, and don't forget to hit that like button if you're watching this on YouTube, or subscribe, or both. Do both and comment. Please comment. Talk your shit down below. We sure do. We talk our shit, so why can't you
Mhm.
talk your shit?
Right, right.
Um, and yeah, and if you listen to a podcast channel, please make sure to like follow us there, so you can get updated. We be posting, and we be ranting, and we keep it real, like. So yeah, it has been Edgar.
And Jayla, and we'll see you next time.